Advice for Charlie in T equals R1. Yo, calm down. I remember in high school, I made a big time play at third base and I kind of danced off the field. At the time, one of my best friends, Chris Morescu, kind of literally, he put his hands on my throat and shoved me up against the dugout and was like, knock that shit off. That's kind of how I feel towards watching some of the things that I know I did and said in T equals R1. Like, calm down, or, yo, shut up, man. Like, this is not the best way to do it. Whether it's that style or any of my failures or less than elite victories, if they don't happen, I'm not where I'm at today. So everything that anybody has done is all just this shifting around of pieces to who they are at the moment. And if you eliminate some of those pieces, I don't know that there's any way or any reason to believe that you're at the point that you are now. Here's an analogy. You know him as Crowbar or Devin Storm. He's been on Monday nights. He was a year ahead of me in PT school. He was in ECW at the time as Devin Storm, and we became very close. I still talk to him very, very often. He would take me to where he trained in Lake Hapakong, and I would run the ropes a little bit, and I almost came with $5,000 to go to professional wrestling school. And I remember talking to whoever the head guy who owned the school, and at that time, I said, well, I'm so small. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to look the part. He's like, no, nowadays, remember, you have Rey Mysterio. Not too long later, I wound up walking right next to a lot of these guys where I'm wider and, obviously way more body fat than what Benoit was, but he's around the same height. Jericho was maybe 2 or 3 inches taller than me, if that. I was the same height as Eddie Guerrero. There was room for little guys to kind of get into it. Biggest regret of my life was not trying. Today, people in WWE would say, or we would joke, and I'm sure there's probably some truth and some hyperbole to this, but I could walk onto Monday night with a mic if I had to. Except I don't think I ever would have developed the stage presence or speaking skills had I gone through with professional wrestling, and at least trying for the amount of time that type of process deserves, because that means I never get to the NBA, and I never get to this, and I never get to this. All those pieces are not part of who I am today. So I think it would be the same thing with what I look back and look at as a speaking style that I do not like watching, and I do not want to be that person today. Without question, that part of makes me who I am today.